The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
The Canucks gave a confusing update about Thatcher Demko's injury, and I've never been more confused about this team, baby. Oh.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hey, welcome to the postcast here on Locked On Canucks. My name is Trevor Beggs. That guy is Kyle Bowen. The Canucks lose 5-3 to the Winnipeg Jets, but that wasn't really the story tonight. The story was Thatcher Demko exits the game after the first period, after his preventative maintenance. It wasn't an injury, but it wasn't a maintenance day, but he came back and, now he's gone. And the Canucks gave another update after the game saying that his injury tonight was unrelated to the maintenance days he took before. I thought they weren't maintenance days. I thought this guy was fine. What's going on, man? What's going on with this team? And more importantly, how are you doing, man?
I'm not doing good, but thanks for asking. You never ask me how I'm doing anymore, Once in a while it'd be nice because, this team is not just driving me insane, but also preparing for the future. And anytime you focus more on the future than you do the present, it's a little stressful because, it's so unpredictable, the future that is. That all being said, the irony in that statement is tonight was predictable. It was. And everything has been so poetic lately for the Vancouver Canucks. And what are the chances that after Alvin in front of the hockey world tells Vancouver, and again, the hockey world, that, we're not rebuilding. I'm paraphrasing. We're not even close to doing that. We got Pedersen, we got Hughes, and we got Demko. No team with those guys rebuilds. And then a couple days later, Demko gets hurt again. He's broken again. So,
that's right.
So to me, wasn't tonight it? If you want to believe in Alvin, and shout out to him for doubling down and standing up for his boys in front of the hockey world, it is better than talking shit about them and maybe being brutally honest. But again, he co-signed them, and Demko's hurt again, and this is the last straw. I think Demko can always come back. But this guy's been, unfortunately, breaking down his whole career and his body after, having a long off season in a good way, preparing for, what was also going to be a partial load compared to others, still broke. He's only played this was start number 7 for him?
I think it was start number 10. I believe. I think it was 5 and 4.
Okay,
yeah.
my bad. So start number 10 in 17 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
18 games now.
18 games,
yeah.
my bad. So the math is all over the place. I'm emotional. It all feels like a blur. But all in all, it was a 55-45 split. And he still felt the pain. So it's like, how is this ever going to work? And if he's one of the biggest pieces of your ideal build for a contending team, now it's confirmed that you can't rely on him in a playoff series as well, because he's probably going to get hurt. So what, you're going to go on a long playoff run while planning to go on that run without your star guy for a third of that ordeal because you got to rest him and stuff? Who does that? What are we doing? A team in an organization that's never won one Stanley Cup, a team in an organization that has been past the second round 3 times in this whole thing called life. What, they invented the wheel now? They're the only team in sports to maneuver like that. Let's pay a guy almost $10 million or whatever the number is, but let's only use him 60% of the time, and it's going to work. What?
Yeah, well, it was obviously a roll of the dice, right? And let's not jump to too many conclusions yet. I say that, but come on. Thatcher Demko has always been injured for this team, right? And, shout out to the Locked On founder, Nick Bondi. I mean, he's been saying Demko's made of glass and he's not going to last for the longest time, right? And I said, Bondi, just relax. When he's healthy, he's fine. And Nick Bondi's been right. But yeah, I mean, look, we don't know how long Thatcher Demko's out for, but
it don't matter though. It don't matter, bro. It's every time he's stretched, I don't know if he can do this. We've seen it in sports. Is he like Greg Odom or Odin or whatever? Well, I don't even know the guy's name. We've seen guys break down. can't ever be healthy. That's just the way it goes. Like, it's unfortunate, but it's always something. It's always something. And it was something again after you took some preventative maintenance. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about like the statement about Demko being glass or being broken, it's unfortunate because he bleeds blue and green more than anyone in that team. Like today, again, he took a chance. 100% he didn't. I'm assuming. I can't assume. I'm not Demko, but he was probably going through some pain. But he's like, he just wanted to give it a try because he wants to help this team out. But at the end of the day, yeah, he bleeds blue and green, but he bleeds too much.
He bleeds too much. And I think this was the troubling update from tonight's game. So we did the press conference with Adam Foote. And then as soon as that press conference wrapped up, we were told by a Canucks spokesperson that Demko's injury tonight was not related to any of the maintenance days he took. And I think it was done to protect Foote because of what he had said last week about Thatcher Demko. But Kyle, that's worse. I know they're protecting Foote, and it might be the truth, it might not be, but that is worse. If it's another injury separate to what he was dealing with, that's worse. And sure, it makes the team look better, saying, "Oh, we didn't rush him back. You know, it's a new injury." But if this is a new injury and he was already battling something before, it's the same old story with Thatcher Demko, and it sucks. It really does, because this guy's a talented goaltender, and he was having a great season so far. But again, I mean, this team was always going to rely on good goaltending and good defense. And what has happened? Thatcher Demko's hurt. We now have the worst penalty kill in the NHL after tonight. We've surpassed our friends over at Locked On Senators. The Ottawa Senators had the worst PK coming into tonight, but the Canucks have literally allowed a power play goal on 1 of every 3 opportunities. They're clicking at 66.7% of the penalty kill.
Nice.
Look, it's a hardworking team, and you look back at this homestand.
Oh yeah,
they're 1-2-1. They have 35 shots through 2 periods against Chicago. The Colorado game, they probably deserved to win. They were the better team. And tonight, for the most part, they were better than the Winnipeg Jets, but it's a hard-working team that isn't talented enough to win, and they would need to rely on good goaltending, good defense to win, and it's just not there right now.
Buddy. Dude, would the love of my life be with me if I was just hardworking? Probably not. No, I appreciate the effort, because I know over the last 4 games, it's went up a level. I appreciate that. I do. Like, that's where it starts. But why does it take like still so many amount of games for this core to like get to that point where it's like, oh yeah, maybe we should like work hard and inspire everyone to work. It's tough, Trevor. It's tough. And at some point, it's like, sure, there's lessons in all of this, and we can always say, yo, we worked hard, and we're trying, and we're injured, and we're trying, and Quinn Hughes is playing a lot better now. Oh yeah, we should touch on Quinn Hughes quick. He's hurt too, right? Because you said he's getting bandages or something. You know, I'm assuming a lot, but yo, he's not 100% again after, you know, probably just getting to 100% and ripping it up. Like, the last 3 games of Quinn Hughes have been beautiful. Like, that's must-watch TV. But all in all, like, yeah, there's lessons in all this, and I'm sure they could, what's the word, extrapolate? Maybe, who knows? And use these lessons for later in the season and to get to the middle, to maybe make the playoffs, to be a wild card team, or to be eliminated. Sure, congratulations. But at the end of the day, you can learn from your lessons, but let's keep it real. Winning fixes everything. That's the truth. I don't want to get philosophical with and believe any philosophy that this organization is spewing again. Do I got to say it again? This is the New York Jets. This is the Cleveland Browns. It's 3 times in 55 plus years you make the 3rd round of the playoffs. But hey, you want to come to the game? It's double the price. Oh, you want 2 beers? It's $54 before the tip. Oh, but we've been past the 3rd round, the 2nd round, three. Come on, what are we doing here? It's like, I don't want to believe in their philosophy. So going back to like how they deal with injuries, how they dealt with Demko, like all this strategy and now what? Like, this is the proof in the pudding that they can't even play in 50 games. They can't even play. And this is a core guy on your team to find success. Dude, it broke today. Alvin's vision of this team, it broke today. And bro, you got to be proactive here. Come on.
Yeah,
come on.
I think we could save that for this week on Locked On Canucks. So there's a lot of rabbit holes we can go down. We kind of went down after the Chicago game, right? facing reality in Vancouver. And what happened since then? They go 1-1-1. Woohoo! I do want to talk about Quinn Hughes quick though before we get to break. And actually, I'll touch on one thing quick. You talk about the high ticket prices for this team despite them being bad. Elise Pettersson's wife was at the game tonight selling candy. So nice. It was an $8 bag of candy.
Was it good?
I didn't try it, but I heard it was so-so. There was some sweet candies, some sour candies, but an $8 bag of candy.
$8.
Millionaires selling $8 bags of candy. It just kind of bothers me.
A couple weeks after
that kind of bothers me. Not gonna lie.
At a couple weeks after Diwali, right?
Okay, Quinn Hughes quickly. Okay. I don't know what you saw in the broadcast. I was seeing some things online that looks like he's like separated his shoulder and he's done, isn't he? And then boom, he comes back on the power play. Dramatic return there. And look, he had 3 assists tonight. He was flying. It felt like he didn't leave the ice in the third period.
Yep.
I mean, I know we talked about the enjoy Quinn Hughes while he's here, but I mean, I was shocked that he came back to this game.
Why?
And he was on the ice for like 2 minutes. It wasn't like he just skated up and went down the tunnel. He lied. He was not lying, but he was on the ice for a couple minutes there before he came back and he's not moving his left arm.
But he's one of the best players in hockey. Like, he's so tough. You know, like that's why he's a captain. And didn't he kind of say that in his availability, something in that regard, where he touched on being the captain and being can you confirm that? Because I don't know if I just saw someone subtweet it or just joke around with why he came back and how he did it based on the injury and whatnot. But he takes pride in being the captain of this team.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like, he knows they need him. And those are his boys. And he wants his boys to win. And he knows, like, he's got to do most of the work. And that guy loves hockey so much. Again, if he can, you practically have to kill Quinn Hughes for him not to play hockey. No, for real. His body, he gets hurt a lot, but his bones are, he drank more milk than Demko.
Yeah, I drink lots of milk too, man. That's a good sign for me. That's why I've only broken a couple fingers, couple toes in my life, you know? Look, Quinn Hughes didn't want to say much about his injury post game. Like, there's a debate among media about, like, should Quinn Hughes come out or should we just leave him alone? And he ended up coming out because I think, you know, we wanted an update on what the injury was. And he didn't say much, but he did say that he was taping something up before he came back onto the ice for that power play. I'm just glad he came back, but I do wonder what's going on with Quinn Hughes too, because Thatcher Demko injured. Elise Pettersson looking like, you know, maybe 60% of his old self, and now Quinn Hughes hurt too. I mean, it's Canucks hockey, baby. We got it all covered here for you. Locked On Canucks. Let's go.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think Locked On needs to start paying for my therapy bill if I want to continue to do this. No, but at the end of the day, I do want to get into this comment, and then we'll get to the other side. But I feel like this commenter is just nailing it on the head. Okay, Jays is saying, I might be happier watching a truly underdog team than what the Canucks are right now, with players that are expected to do more, change the team, and change the expectations, or nobody will have any fun. And that point at the end, change the team or change the expectation, or nobody will have any fun. If Alvin goes out and says, you know what, over the last 7 to 8 years, the Canucks have been ass. Look at the standings. We suck. And yeah, a couple days ago, I said that you don't rebuild with these 3 players. But I just checked, and it's like, okay, it's clear that one of these guys is not his true self yet, and that's Elias Pettersson. And 2, Thatcher Demko, he's never going to be 100%. We can't rely on him 75% of the time. It is what it is. He's a part-time pillar. Okay. So it's like 1.5 guys. At the end of the day, if they just told us, like, you know what, we got to blow this thing up, I honestly think Canucks fans will have fun going to the rink, because we're again, I know it's kind of contradictory because I said winning fixes everything and we still wouldn't win games. But right now, the fan base, a lot of us, sure, we like to cheer for the underdog and possibly be proven wrong. And there's it's in our blood to be like, you know what? Look at the standings. Everyone's mid. We are below the mid teams, though. We are like barely mid. Straight up.
Yeah, we're the lower end of the mid teams, 100%.
So all in all, if we just had direction, we would follow. But because they're so confusing with their messaging, again, we're talking about Adam Foote, who I think kind of bragged about a penalty kill a couple nights ago because he was like, oh, we only allowed 4 shots. They scored 2 goals. Why are you bragging? You know what I'm saying? If they just get their messaging clear, we'll follow, and we just want to know what to do. And right now, it's just a lot of emotions, and it's not fair, man. The city deserves better, man. At the bare minimum, we need direction, and we're not going to get the wins. Again, Alvin's going to come out and try to brag about having Hughes, Pedersen, and Demko. You don't rebuild with these 3 guys. Dude, you haven't won with those 3 guys. You had them for almost a full decade.
Yep. Made the playoffs in 2 of the last 7 seasons, if you count the bubble with those guys. Canucks hockey, baby. Let's get to the other side until we've gone a little bit big picture because of, where this team is right now. But let's go through report cards on the other side after we shout out a couple sponsors here on Locked On Canucks.
Oh, sorry.
That's you. Hit the button. All right, let's shout out our friends over at FanDuel, baby. Whether you're betting against the Canucks, you wouldn't bet against the Canucks, would you? You might make some money doing that, though. Or bet against the Green Bay Packers. Man, oh, man, God, what happened, man? No, sorry. You've gone through a lot. I'm sorry. I won't bring that up. But you can bet on the Seahawks as well. Whatever you're betting on, make sure you go do it on FanDuel. Even if you missed the start of the game and you want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel's got live in-game bets. And, of course, you can make my daughter's favorite, the same-game parlays, baby. Just tap a few buttons, boom, bam, and there she goes. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. So head to FanDuel.com and play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA.
Shout out to FanDuel.
Oh, man. Let's shout out our local friends over at Doer, the Doer, as Kyle Bowen says. These jeans are the best goddamn jeans I've ever worn in my entire life. I'm not kidding, man. You can wear these jeans to the rink. You can wear it out to a nice dinner. You can also wear them while you're playing with your kids, or you can just wear them on the couch, man, because they're comfy, they're stylish. They got 5 times the stretch of normal jeans, and they got that cool max energy, baby. So it always feels nice and regulated in all the right places. So that's why you got to do the Doer, baby. And you can check out Doer in person over at 1757 West 4th Avenue. Pick up a pair for yourself or as an amazing holiday gift. Trust me, when you get these jeans, they'll be your go-to. Mention our promo code LOCKEDONCanucks in store to get 15% off your first order, or check them out online at duer.ca/LockedOnCanucks for 15% off. That's doer.ca/LockedOnCanucks.
We back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. And we've been complaining a lot. We've been depressing. People have left the studio. We just had Uncle Strut in. I think they canceled the session early.
Yeah, they closed the door on us and they left.
Yeah. They said no chance.
They said, who's this perv with the mustache and why are you guys so sad all the time?
Yeah, they said we like to make positive music and you're killing the vibe. Give us, maybe, I don't know, just. Hopefully they kept the receipt. We'll make amends. Anyways, go check out Uncle Strut wherever you stream your music. They say no free ads, but free ads for neighbors. Speaking of our neighbors, let's get to the comments. Man, oh man. James Moore saying blowing it up includes Alvin and Rutherford existing. I thought about this. I thought about Alvin and Rutherford a lot today. And Trevor, I think if they want to keep their jobs, there's got to be like an internal deadline. And they don't have to look at the standings. It's just the eye test, okay? It's just the eye test. Skill involved outside of just work ethic and whatnot. I think they have to have an internal deadline for when they want to pull the plug on this. And I actually would not be surprised if it could be at the end of this 3-game road trip, if it's like a 2-1 thing, or even if it's 1-2, just based on, unless the Canucks dominate. And
I think you're way too optimistic right now. I think they're going to look at this homestand and be like, wow, we worked hard against Colorado. If we didn't have that third period against Chicago, I think you're being overly optimistic that they're going to, change course in 3 games time. I mean, they're smart hockey guys. Don't get me wrong. You could be right. But I think as long as the Canucks are in the mix, and right now we talked about it, they're lower mid, but they are 2 points out of a playoff spot. As long as there is still hope for this season, that Pettersson can bounce back and Demko's injury is not too long, they're not blowing this thing up, man. We got to get real.
Even after Demko got hurt again today, like, you don't think that was like a blow? Like, that's an this has been an embarrassing week on the Demko front. Like,
100%.
When it comes to all their messaging, preventative maintenance, you got a back-to-back set against like a couple of good teams. This guy bleeds blue and green. You're trying to fool everyone that he's not hurt when it's like the biggest games of the year. What? You know what I'm saying? And then you bring him back. You might have rushed him. I don't know what that means, but it's like Kevin Lankin is not playing good enough for you not to, like, again, smoke this drug and take a hit of it. No, you know what I'm saying? But even for Demko, like, I know the team should get in his way, but when Demko knows that Lankin is not at 100% or helping this team win, it's going to force him to want to be in there because he's an ultimate Canuck. The trickle-down effect, all in all, but it just ended in a first period injury. And I don't even know if he got touched. I don't know if this was a new injury. Well, again, it's his body. He probably want to beat me up for saying that, but you could just tell from the jump that he was laboring right away.
Yeah, you were saying it in the group chat, and I was kind of in the press box in the 500 level, just above Demko, and I didn't notice too much of that. I don't know if it was a little bit more. I don't know if they were showing different clips on the broadcast. That's what it seemed like when I was kind of looking on during the intermission. But I was like, I don't know, some wincing, and like the goals were cross-ice passes that the Canucks defender should have had, and then one goes off Kiefer Sherwood's stick. Like, I don't think any of those were on Demko, even though it does let in 3 goals on 8 shots. And Kyle, you know, even in that first period, you talked about there being no surprise in this game. I think it was a surprise that, you know, the big goaltending battle of Demko and Hellebuck was a 3-2 first period for the Winnipeg Jets. But you know, man, oh man, the Canucks, again, a good lunch bucket, hard-working team. I don't know if you got the report cards up and ready to go. Let's rip through. Let's talk about the rest of the team. All right, 5 minutes for report cards, baby. Let's cuddle up, man, for the viewers on YouTube, man. There you go.
I'll move it for you. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Put me in the spot. Okay, let's rip through. Okay, Tom Willander. On that first goal, that was kind of the one where I was, the third goal, where he was defending the Jets player in front. I believe it was, who was it? Josh Moore, Nino Niederreiter, who ended up getting the goal. Look, he probably should be watching the puck because he's just battling this guy in front. And the puck gets through, and Niederreiter ends up scoring. He had a couple tough shifts in the first period, but I really like Willander's game in the last 2 periods of this hockey game. Makes a great pinch to the blue line to keep the puck in. He skates well. He actually does a good job of finding space and trying to get the puck through to the net. He's been a really positive development for this hockey team. I'd be giving him a B+ overall tonight, Kyle. I'm kind of curious before you get on. Like, what are your thoughts on Willander? Let's talk about something positive.
No.
Tom Willander, he's a positive guy.
Yeah, he's a competitor. He's poised and he's untradeable. I'll keep it at that. And before you move off of it, I don't know. Tell me what like the hockey nerds in the press box are saying about Tom Willander, because you know you guys are actually at the rink, so you're watching it, you know, closer and better. Let's be honest. Let's be real. And yeah, what is everyone else saying about Tom Willander?
Yeah, I think everyone likes his speed. The one thing that I noticed tonight from the guys I was sitting on is just his pinches at the blue line to keep the puck in. Like, he knows how to read. Like, he reads it well. He doesn't pull the Tyler Myers where he's, oh shit, I shouldn't have pinched there. He pinches at the right time to keep the puck in, and he knows when to retreat. So solid B+ for Tom Willander tonight. Brock Besser, man, he just keeps scoring for this team. You know, up to 8 goals in the season. Trying to get to Kiefer Sherwood's among the goal leaders on the Canucks right now. I give Besser B overall. He's doing his job. Nothing flashy, but he's scoring goals for this hockey team. And I'm going to up that to a B+ because he almost had that goal in Hellebuck too. That was, from my vantage point, I thought it was in the net. When you saw the replay, it was obviously maybe an inch on the line. So not a bad game from Brock Besser. Connor Garland out there wheeling and dealing, but that top line's not producing. I give him a B. Archie Baines, I feel bad for the guy. He had a chance in the first period, but he's the only Canuck forward on this team right now that doesn't have a goal yet this season. And again, with guys coming back, Archie Baines is probably the guy on the outside looking.
Oh in. No, but you know it's crazy. He's only 3 goals away from tying Elias Pettersson.
Oh, we'll rip down Pettersson in a second here. Philip Hronek, I'm going to give him a B+ overall. He's always in B+ territory for me. I think he does a good job closing gaps. Blah blah blah. Drew O'Connor, you want a fun stat, Kyle? We're not going to press the Canucksitology button, but a fun stat. Drew O'Connor tied for the team lead among Canucks players in even strength points this season. Drew O'Connor and Kiefer Sherwood both have 7 even strength points to lead your Vancouver Canucks.
How about this stat? Drew O'Connor played 9 less minutes than Evander Kane. Yo, that's not even a joke. I mean, it is a joke. I mean, no good NHL head coach is doing that.
Yeah, I can't wait to get down to Evander Kane down here. DPD, I'm going to give him a B overall. Again, there's some Tri Montrum and Willander out there, but I'm kind of glad that they're trying to play them together as well.
Me too.
That's the future of the Vancouver Canucks right there. Marcus Pettersson, I thought had one of his toughest games yet. I mean, the PK clear that went off Sherwood skating back to that was a terrible play. He had one good pass to Kane in the third period, but he had a couple really horrendous turnovers in this game.
Mm-hmm.
This is a rough night for Marcus Pettersson. I'm going to give him a C- overall.
Mm-hmm. That was his worst game as a Canuck.
Yeah. Again, usually it's playing mistake-free hockey, but he was just not in the zone tonight. Elias Pettersson, the offense, man, it's just not there. He's just turning the puck over in his own zone. He had a neutral zone turnover. I believe it was maybe 6-on-5 at that point.
Yep.
He's just not playing clean hockey. I mean, look, the defense is fine, but even the face-off circle tonight won 31% of his draws. It's just disappointing. And I know we've talked about a lot over the past 18, 20 months. It's been a long time now. If he could put up points, he'd be winning the Selke, but he's not putting up points. He's almost I know he had 2 assists today. He probably shouldn't have even gotten the second assist. But this is a guy who's on pace for 50 to 60 points. Kyle, you said he was going to get 100 points this season. Come on, man.
Yeah, because I'm reading Deepak Chopra and I'm practicing FanDuel and I believe in hope. It is what it is. And again, first off, he turns over the puck and gets a second assist. I don't even know how that even works.
Yeah, that was wild.
But yeah, we've been friendly to Elias for a while here. You know, just smoking that the West Coast bias and smoking the defense. But the game breaking is getting close to inevitably not be there anymore. It seems like that. It's gonna when it comes to consistently being able to do it. And case in point, Trevor, it's like we saw what he did against Montreal. We saw what he did against Edmonton. We kind of saw what he did also against Colorado at points, but not so much offensively as opposed to what again he did against Montreal and Edmonton in that back-to-back game set. And it's like, why have we had to wait another 7 or 8 games and we still haven't seen that version of Pettersson from a couple weeks ago? And the fact that that's not consistent enough, and it's kind of like a pick and choose thing, whether it be because of the hockey gods or it's his self-doubt and a lack of offensive confidence, it's the nail in the coffin. It's one of the nails in the coffin. If he's not consistently even a 70, 80 point guy, just generating more off his swag, then what? That's another pillar. Give me a pillar on a contending team that doesn't have swag, that doesn't have that attack, that doesn't have that confidence. So now you don't have any confidence in Demko being healthy, and Pettersson is open about not shooting the puck, and just it's a mental, I don't know, man. I'm liking his game, but we need more. And yeah.
Yep. We're not getting it. It has changed from game to game a little bit. It feels like, sometimes oh, it's there. He's close. And then it's nice like tonight. And you're like, yeah, he's not quite there. By the way, I don't know if I gave grades for Marcus Pettersson. Marcus Pettersson gets a D. Elias Pettersson gets a C-. Quinn Hughes gets an A+, man. What a freaking warrior. I know we talked about him a lot. Kiefer Sherwood, his 11th goal this season. He's on pace for 50 goals, baby. 50 bingos.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had 7 hits in this game as well. Takes a puck almost at the face neck area from Tom Willander. He just gets an A, man. Kiefer Sherwood's such a beauty.
I have a theory. I think if Quinn gets traded this year, Kiefer Sherwood's part of that package too.
I think I say Kiefer Sherwood gets named captain. If he gets traded. I mean, I can see that one happening.
Yeah.
Atu Ratu, solid name. Give him a B-. Tyler Myers, a little adventurous out there. I'm going to give him a B- as well. Max Sasson gets promoted, I guess if you could call it that, to the line with Besser and Sherwood. They bump Lucas Reichel down. Max Sasson, I'll give him a C+. Lucas Reichel, it just hasn't been good. He just gets checked way too easy. He's not finding open spots. We're going to give him a C-. Jake DeBrusk scores again, 4 goals in 5 games. Boom, bam. Thank you very much. Probably could have another one there in the third period to tie it up again. He's just one of those heaters lately. I'm going to give him an A. And Evander Kane. And look, this is a story, man. And we talked about it, the Rocky Evander Kane experience in Vancouver, the long shifts out there. Tonight, Evander Kane, more than 2 minutes more than any other of his teammates, Canucks forwards at even strength tonight. On the season, he's over a minute above any other Canuck. The next closest Canuck was Lucas Reichel, actually, in terms of even strength ice time. It's been an odd trend for this team. I asked Foot about it tonight. He didn't really answer the question. He talked about how that line's out there because they generate chance. I'm not asking about the line. I'm asking about Evander Kane. Mm-hmm. Why the hell is he out there so much? Again, it's just a weird experience with Evander Kane. The turnovers, the back checks, the laziness, try to pad the stats by shooting at nothing. I mean, man, oh man, it's just, he has been the most frustrating Canucks player this season. I've said it from the time they acquired him in late June. Why the hell did they get this guy? Why did they let Pius Suter walk? It's the same old shit. And I'm giving Evander Kane an F tonight.
Yeah, and I don't know what else you want me to say other than it's not good enough. I mean, again, there's a moment at the end of the game. There's like 90 seconds left. It's a 1-goal game. The puck goes around Hallebuck, right? Like they ring it around the boards, or they attempt to, and the puck's there for Evander Kane to skate into. If he wants to go get it, if he wants to go toe to toe with the defenseman and go get it, it's Evander Kane, power forward, show some effort. He waits for the puck to get to him. No momentum. Obviously, it leads to a turnover. Obviously, it leads to a broken play. The puck's out of the zone. Why isn't Evander Kane being physical? How come he's played almost 20 games for the Canucks and he doesn't hit anything other than an Oiler? Like, he picks and chooses. Because this seems like he's on operation. Let me try to pad the stats. Let me try to get a shot and a rebound and an assist here and there and look like a good metric player because he shoots from everywhere and, I don't know, earn himself a deal. Because this is the same guy who extends his shifts. And again, he's not getting physical. Connor Garland continues to get bullied. I don't know. It'd be nice if somebody who was bigger than everyone else kind of just stood up for him every now and then. We don't see any of that. And the fact that, again, just going back to that play, like, it's a 1-goal game, and the fact that you're not skating into another defender, you're not engaging physical is a damn joke, because Quinn Hughes is playing with one arm now. Bandages here and there. Who knows what's wrong with him? Always injured. And he's always in the fight. He's always in the fight. He's agile. He's elusive. He can dodge checks, but he ain't afraid. He ain't afraid of nothing. Evander Kane, I'm not afraid to say this, is...
You're afraid to say it.
No. It's not that I'm afraid to say it. I was about to swear, and I'm like, I don't want to edit after this, okay?
Right.
I don't want to edit after this. I'll just say this. The fact that it's 2025 and Evander Kane is playing more than anyone else, playing 7 more minutes almost than Jake DeBrusk, playing the most 5-on-5 minutes. It's on the Canucks. It's not a one-game thing. He's done this multiple times now. It's 2025. The Canucks have one injury to their forward group. Or maybe Höglander too. I guess Leckermack and Höglander. And Evander Kane's a top-line player. It's like, we need a goal. Elias Pettersson makes a play to Garland. Garland throws it across the ice. It's Evander Kane. That's what we're doing in 2025. Bad coaching, man. Bad coaching, bad asset management. And Evander Kane is a bad hockey player.
Yeah, it's not been good for the Vancouver Canucks. All right, Linus Karlsson, barely noticed him tonight. Give him a C. Kevin Lankinen, I actually thought was really good in this game. Stops 28-21 shots. I'm going to give him an A. Thatcher Demko's an incomplete. That was way more than 5-ish minutes. 4 report cards. Let's cut to a quick break and wrap up with some of your comments here on Locked On Canucks. All right, let's shout out a new sponsor, baby. Let's shout out our friends over at Drip Drop. And you don't stop. When I'm hydrated, everything just works better. My focus, my energy, my mood, below the belt, even my skin. That's why I've been using Drip Drop. It's doctor-developed hydration that keeps me running at full power no matter what my day looks like. And Drip Drop isn't your average sports drink. It delivers 3 times the electrolytes and half of the sugar of leading brands. Okay, got to cut back on the sugar. You know what they say? It's not the fat. It's the sugar you got to cut back on. And if, using a science-backed formula trusted by medical professionals, firefighters, and over 90% of college and pro teams. Oh my God. Everyone's using the drip drop. I drop it in my water bottle. Boom, bam. I wake up and I say, good morning. Good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning. Good morning to you. Right now, Drip Drop is offering podcast listeners of Locked On Canucks 20% off your first order. Go to dripdrop.com and use promo code LOCKEDONNHL. That's dripdrop.com with promo code LOCKEDONNHL for 20% off. Stock up now before the heat hits hard and keep your body and mind performing at its best with Drip Drop.
Okay, we back doing this, having fun, talking about your Canucks somehow, some way. Speaking of having fun, Trevor, the comments. Kevin saying Evander Kane is third on this team on hits. Tim and Atu Ratu, congratulations. Still not physical enough. That is just the truth. And Rick saying if the fans keep paying the money, they will keep putting out a weak product. Yeah, I don't know. Trevor, did you see any empty seats today? Because I feel like there must have been some.
You know what? I don't think it was enough to say it was a story. It was a pretty full barn for the most part. But what I have noticed, lots of Jets fans there tonight. I was at the Habs game.
Fair
Lots
enough.
of Habs fans there as well.
That's okay.
So the opposition kind of filling up the barn at a few games that I've been to.
Well, I bring this up because I don't know if the Canucks are not the only show in town now. Can we say that?
Yeah.
Like, they're not the only show in town, and you can theorize a bit, but there is some proof to like some of the things I'm about to say. But again, winning fixes everything, and the Whitecaps are winning, and they have Thomas Muller. So Thomas Muller, you could argue, is bigger than the whole sport of hockey. Okay, that sounds kind of crazy, and it's not.
No,
true.
I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an international superstar. Like he's known around the globe.
Yeah, it's a little different. I get what you're saying. He's known around the globe, and Connor McDavid is not known around the globe. Okay, so they have that. And let's say they win or they don't win, but they still have like 50,000 people having a fun time at BC Place this weekend, right? And they win, whatever, good.
Yeah, next
move on.
week. It's so long
next
ways
weekend,
away.
Sorry, next weekend, my bad. Good job. Congratulations. And then boom, next thing you know, the FIFA World Cup is in town. Woo. Oh, another opportunity for soccer to be a party, to be fun. And then when that's over, a couple months later, it's like the Whitecaps are back. No, yeah, you got the Canucks. And then, oh, yeah, you got the PWHL team. Who knows? Winning fixes everything if they're good. Yo, people got money in Vancouver. We all broke, but people have money. Like, you're still going to go in debt to drink beer and entertain yourself because we're human beings. Like, it's you know what I'm saying? I wonder if there's fatigue. Oh, sorry, the BC Lions too. My bad. Sorry, Trevor.
Yeah, seriously.
I saw you're going to hit me with brass knuckles. Then you also got going to your friends' ball hockey games. What I'm trying to say is there might be some sports fatigue that may bleed over into the Canucks because, A, the Canucks suck. And I just mentioned that, everyone's broke right now. Like, you're not going to blow out the budget to go to, like, multiple sporting events every month, right? And I wonder if there's, like, a lot more empty seats next year. And that may confuse management because it's like, I thought you guys would support the rebuild, and the one way you'd show the support is, like, filling up the seats. But at the end of the day, it's a fascinating time in the sporting landscape. I'm not saying that any of those teams have a chance to be bigger than the Canucks, but in the immediate future, you may feel like that might be a topic. Just talk about something.
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I think there's enough thirst in this market that there will always be, Canuck fans out there. And hey, if you don't want to watch the game, just listen to Locked On Canucks, baby. Your Canucks every day. We got you. But look, it's been a lot of bad hockey for a long time. I think you've even seen like a team like the Buffalo Sabres, 14 years missing the playoffs. People still care about the Buffalo Sabres, but they're not selling out games as much. And I think that's been the rhetoric in this market. If you don't like what your team's doing, don't pay to go see the games, right? You can still watch on TV. You can still keep tabs. You still wait for them to be good because, look, we're all dying to see success. We're all dying to see that Stanley Cup in the city. But you don't necessarily have to go to and pay and go to games and watch it. Look, I still think there's good. Like, I love watching Kiefer Sherwood. I love watching Quinn Hughes out there. When Thatcher Demko's healthy, I love watching Thatcher Demko do his thing. Like, there are still some good things to watch out there, but man, oh man, it is a little bit rough overall being a Canucks fan. But Kyle, I'm glad I got you, and I'm glad I got the listeners here
Mhm.
on Locked On Canucks.
Okay.
No, Callum had a comment about the caterpillar crawling off my face, just like the Stanley Cup odds, and that made me laugh. So shout out to the fans here.
I got one more question before we head out, and like just maybe flood the comments with some positivity stuff because there's so much hockey to be played, and like again, who knows what's gonna happen. Like outside of working hard and Quinn Hughes, give me like a reason why the Canucks can win hockey games. Because maybe you see something that I don't. Even though I did admit that over the last 4 games they have taken a step with their speed, their attack. They're generating more, not grade A looks, but they're skating more, offensive zone draws, boom, bam. All in all, though, outside of being a hardworking team and Quinn Hughes, like what's identifiable about this team that equates to some sort of success in your eyes?
It's a great question because it's not the defense and it's not really the goaltending right now. If there's anything, it's probably the fact that they are working hard. And if you outwork the team, chances are you can figure it out. Oh yeah, Kyle Bowen's gone. Yeah, that's the way it goes here in Vancouver. But man, oh man, again, Locked On Canucks, your Canucks every day. I'm happy to do this for the rest of the time, man. No matter how good or how bad the Canucks are. Quick shout out before we get out of here on Locked On Canucks. Son of one of our listeners, his name is Spencer, had spinal surgery yesterday. He's back at the Canucks game tonight. So Spencer, one love to you. Wishing you the best. Happy you're doing well. And yeah, that's what life's all about, man. You know, he's a warrior. He was a warrior.
Well, I think life's all about like relationships and like who you share life with. And you know, one love to James and the Fam Jam. And again, shout out to the young one for just being strong and being full of love. And you know, even on that note, like Happy Remembrance Day, we're so blessed. You know, like everything that we just talked about, we're so spoiled, man. They're like the first world problems. Like the fact that I stress about this team is so stupid. Like okay, that's crazy to say, but you know what I'm trying to say? It's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. I know that. I understand that. And, you know, just, I don't know how to end this off, Trevor. I'm going to get emotional, but, you know, just go Canucks, go. We're all Canucks. We're all in this together, and that's what it's about. We're happy to be doing this right now. Okay, we're appreciative.
And if you're feeling the love, make sure you go like the show on YouTube, subscribe to the show. It helps us out a lot on the podcast side. You can follow us, leave a 5-star review. I'm Trevor Beggs. That guy's Kyle Bowen. One love to you and you and you and you and you and you. And you've been listening to Locked On Canucks.